A resource we put together for you guys that I hope will be helpful is almost a checklist guide to say, if I'm gonna evaluate different bids or different prices, I need to think about these things. And that's a lot of things. So we'll have a link that you can download these on, but I wanna talk through some of those as well. Some of the first things seem simple, but are really important. Can you see all the part numbers, or are they combined in packages? Does it say loudspeaker package $20,000, or does it say loudspeaker XYZ A123 1200, and then the rigging bar for that, and then the cable for that? Make sure you can see all the part numbers to make sure they actually all match. And then look at quantities. Do all the quantities match? Then look at accessories. If you have a line array, is there a header bar to fly that, or did they forget that? Make sure all the part numbers match, all the quantities match, and all the accessories are the right ones. Make sure all the product is new. That might sound like a no-brainer, but we've seen it before. Make sure you're not getting sold used product, B stock product, C stock product, open stock product. Any of that might have warranty issues, might have performance issues, and could be a very big difference. So ask the question or look for anything that might denote those things. Look or maybe ask the question, what type of wires are they providing? Wire costs can vary a whole lot. I can buy some Cat 5 on Amazon, or I can buy stuff from Belden, right? They have different performance criteria. They're made in different places. That could be a big cost difference. So ask the questions or look for what, you can ask the specifics, model numbers, or you can just ask brands, but get a little more detail on what type of wire is used. One big question is the system full turnkey? What does that mean, right? Part of what that means is if a functional component is missed in a bid or specification, what happens? Who pays for it? So if I have a computer and a projector, I have to get a signal from a computer to projector. Well, I can't usually run an HDMI 200 feet, so I need to convert it to a different signal type. And if that converter was missed by the contractor, is the church gonna have to pay for that? Does the contractor pay for that? What does turnkey mean? Are there extra costs that might come later? Travel's a really big one that we see across the board. Who's responsible for the travel costs? How are they billed? If the contractor estimates they'll be on site 10 days, but they're there 12 days, are they gonna bill the church for the extra 2 days of travel? Same thing with labor. What's included? Is it billed by the time involved? Is it billed up to a point and then any overages are billed? Those are really important differentiators between bids sometimes. So ask the questions, what does turnkey mean? Or what does billed at a certain rate mean? Ask about taxes. Not every church is tax exempt. A lot of them are, but some states require either local or state taxes. That can be 50, 60, hundreds of thousands of dollars, 8%, 10%, 5%. That makes a really big difference in a bottom number. So if you think one company's 20 grand cheaper, but they don't have tax included in their bid that the church is ultimately responsible for, well, then they might not be cheaper at all. So make sure you understand, are the taxes that the church is responsible for actually included in the price? You want to find out if you need a scissor lift or boom lift or scaffolding. Ask if that's included. A lot of times we'll see a contractor say, this is provided by the general contractor. Well, the general contractor is going to charge you for that as well. But company A may have that lift included, company B may not. It still costs you the same, or maybe not the same, but you're not comparing apples to apples there again. So take a look at the bid, see what they say about any equipment rentals or lifts. Who's responsible for those costs? Something we see in different ways and different practice in the low voltage world is who pulls cable, who's responsible for the cable, who terminates the cable, who tests the cable. All those things can be different. Sometimes an AV contractor will specify that the electrician provides and pulls the cable. That can be thousands and tens and even hundreds of thousands of dollars in labor and product combined. So make sure you understand who's responsible for that, what they're asking for. Same thing in structure. What rigging is provided by the AV contractor? What rigging materials are provided by the general contractor? Sometimes we'll ask a general contractor to provide it because they can actually do it cheaper than us because they have a welder on site and a fabricator, especially in a new construction scenario. But that can cause a difference in pricing and bids. Ask about acoustic materials. Acoustic materials are a huge cost and very important to the soundscape and the experience of a room. make sure you understand where that cost lies. A lot of times AV contractors or acousticians will specify them and expect a general contractor or a specialty contractor to provide them. Again, that can be hundreds of thousands of dollars that if you think it's in company A's bid and it's not, that's going to cost the church in a different budget. So when you're comparing AV contractor A against AV contractor B, one might include the acoustic materials, one might not include it. Is the installation of those acoustic materials, where does that lie? And it's not what's right or wrong. All this is understanding about what's included and what's not, so you can make an accurate judgment of this company is providing this service for this dollar, this company is providing this service for this dollar. It's very challenging to compare those sometimes, but these are some questions that I hope are helpful, that can lead to other questions and bigger discussion that can help you make the best decision for your church.